Hail, hail, Michigan. They are the champions of college football 2023.
Present the national championship trophy to Coach Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines.
Pull it down! Pull it down! We did that! We did that!
My wife was... Casa Cox was full of screams last night because Gwen was screaming watching that game. She'd be calling her dad and her brother and my brother. She's like calling, because my brother's big Michigan fan. But I had to put our daughter to bed. She goes, she's back in school. So I put her to bed around, Gwen's like, I'm staying up for this game. You can't stay up that late, obviously. So I put our daughter to bed, around 8:30. And then I fully plan on getting back up. I don't. I fall asleep, of course, because, whatever. So she knows at that point she can't scream. So it's a lot of I can kind of hear her screaming into pillows and things, Which, again, let's face it, not unusual at our house. Hey-oh! Oh. So,
Your wife.
I'm sorry?
Shut up, Alan!
Anyway, rolled over. It would suck if you had a killer season like Washington did, the Washington Huskies, and you lose. The one game you lose all season is the championship game. Because they were both, I think, 14-0 or 15-0, something like that. So a lot of celebrating at Casa Cox last night on the part of my wife. Jim Harbaugh, a lot of people now are saying, well, will he or won't he grab a gig in the pros? His brother is, of course, a coach of the Baltimore Ravens. And, as soon as they're down in the field and everybody comes running down and the sideline reporters grab them. And I don't know that he had anything prepared as the confetti was raining down on the field.
How sweet does this little bath feel right now?
It's pretty great. You watch this confetti come down. It's like thousands of confetti. It tells a story. There's a story in every one of those pieces of confetti to me.
Sounds like it's high.
There's a story in every one of those pieces of confetti as thousands of confetti rain down. Here at home, your Cleveland Cavaliers are playing in Paris, France. They call it the City of Lights. I've been there. It's a lovely, lovely place. And the Cavs are going to find out for themselves. They're taking on Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets.
Nope. Kyrie's on the Mavericks.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
Still.
Well, I didn't know if maybe he had washed himself out of the...
No, he re-signed a new contract with past season, so he's there for a bit.
All right, there you go.
Till he decides that they're not his place and he wants another trade, as he is wont to do.
Well, Vince Carter and the Nets against your Cleveland Cavaliers.
No.
I'm sorry?
No, he's been retired for a couple of years now.
That can't be right. Jason Kidd?
He is the coach of the Mavericks.
I have been very misinformed. Let me check my notes. You are right. I'm sorry?
You're thinking of Boobie Gibson, I think.
Boobie Gibson.
He's
no,
I'm
sorry.
A decade.
Dr. J, is he still in the game?
No.
Dr.
I
Dre.
gotta update my notes.
Never played basketball.
You don't know that. I bet he could hoop. Dr. Dre?
I mean, he never played professional basketball.
Oh, you've got to be more. Okay. So they're playing in Paris. That is a 2:00 game tomorrow afternoon. It will not air here on your FM flagship home for Cleveland Cavaliers basketball. It will air on WTAM 1100. However, I would request your company here. But Nets, Cavs tomorrow afternoon, and then the Cavs are going to be back home, as I imagine they'll probably maybe spend a couple of days taking in the sights and the sounds, and yes, the smells, of which there are many in Paris. Over the next couple of days, they'll be back to play that Monday night game at the Romo Fijo against the Chicago Bulls. That's DeMar DeRozan and the Chicago Bulls. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
That is right.
Yeah.
And you can use the promo code RING. That'll get you 20% off at CLE Clothing Company all through the month of January. I don't think that it is an exaggeration at all to say that our own Bill Squire is a prominent flatulence ambassador.
Fart your farts.
You got to fart your farts.
Fart your farts.
Whether it is in the stairwell of his building or...
That's what stairwells are for. You don't fart Well, you fart in the stairwell, you don't have sex in the stairwell.
Right.
Or if you're going to have sex in the stairwell, also fart.
That may happen. You know, things get loose, things move around.
Yeah.
People find it very embarrassing.
Sometimes it makes fart noises.
Right. That's not you having sex, though.
No.
That's just a plain old
I've never
fart.
had
would
sex in the
be-
stairwell of my condo building.
Well, hope springs eternal.
I mean, there's
You're
other
still a
places.
young man.
There's other places. Mostly my condo.
But how much? No, that's.
But the roof's got
You live there.
some
I mean-
experience.
Oh, I was going to say, how much traffic is there in the stairwell?
Not a lot.
I was going to say, with so much of your building's tenants being, shall we say, elderly adjacent,
Yeah.
they're not taking the stairs.
No.
I bet you would go completely uninterrupted.
I could get away with it. It just doesn't seem. I don't know. I just don't want to.
Get somebody a couple of steps up. It's multi-level. It's like you're banging on a ziggurat. Sounds like fun.
Is it
Anyway.
ziggurat or ziggurat?
Dealer's choice.
Okay.
I say at, you can say ot.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Somebody sent me the article about the did you see this? The 6 horrific things that can happen, if you hold in a fart.
I did not see this, but I am feeling pretty verified here, very validated in my mantra, fart your farts.
Yeah. Well, I thought of you.
Hey, Alexa, please make a fart
Probably
sound.
sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
Right, that's what makes you fart. Breads and soups and get all fat and sassy.
Man, I ate salmon for dinner yesterday, and that jumped through my body real fast. This is one of the few times where I was awakened by the need to take a dump. That doesn't
What'd
happen
you do
often.
To it? Was it bad salmon?
No, it just went through my body quickly. It wasn't like it was a fine dump. It just was. By the time I don't know, it was like 3 a.m, and my body's like, "Hey, let's do this now." So,
Did you take a picture?
no, that'd be disgusting.
Fine dump.
It was just woke up and I was like, "Oh, this is happening now."
This is coming out of me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I think of this as similar to a couple of weeks ago. We're talking about that guy who tore a hole in his esophagus because he pinched his nose to suppress a sneeze. And they're like, don't do that. You know, like
Sneeze your sneezes.
Sneeze your sneezes and fart your farts. But when they consult doctors on, otherwise scatological topics, these doctors will hold forth and tell you what you're not supposed to do. You can end up with mouth gas. I guess that's the medical terminology for it.
Wait, where it becomes a fart?
A fart cough.
Ew.
A cart
That's
or a
disgusting.
foff. I don't know
Right.
if there's medical terminology. You can get things like heartburn and diverticulitis and cramping. You can end up with a ballooning stomach. It's a normal byproduct. You know what I've noticed with my youngest daughter's generation, at least, is that there seems to be a shift toward not being embarrassed by farts anymore. So the rest of us walked so that these kids could run.
This makes me incredibly happy.
Same. Those of us who were, if you farted or let one slip, you were just mocked mercilessly. You became the whatever kid. Like I vomited on my desk in kindergarten, and I was the puke kid until the 8th grade. I was that kid. But at least the peer group that I see my daughter with in the 2nd grade, they seem to have a different vibe on the whole thing, which is that it's a natural process. Who's going to laugh at it? And that's a very, very healthy way to look at it.
I mean, I think you can laugh at it and not be embarrassed. Like, I wouldn't be embarrassed by it. Just like, enjoy the fart. It's a funny sound.
Yeah, but I think when you're a kid, laughter at something that you didn't mean to do usually sometimes can
understand
be
that, but I'm saying,
received
like, yeah.
as, One of the stranger reactions to holding them in is mouth gas. Some of that gas that's built up can be reabsorbed into the bloodstream and then get into, essentially, come out of your lungs. So now they do say that it wouldn't smell at that point, obviously. So that just sounds like a cough. I mean, an odorless cough
So how would you tell that's what it is?
I don't know. This is coming from, those eggheads who study this kind of stuff. But they say that it can be pretty unpleasant. It can be similar to burping. But a lot of people burp all the time through a combination of just horrendous diets, or if they've got just something kind of congenital going on, whatever. And then the other ones I think are pretty understandable, the bloating and the cramping and the heartburn and all that kind of stuff. Diverticulitis. But all of this is to say that something that generationally might be considered gross, look to our own Bill Squire, who has always said,
Fart your farts.
Fart your farts.
Mary's got a great situation where she's in Poundcake too, where if you guys need to fart, you can fart away. No one's going to be bothered by you farting.
Yeah, but Mary's trying to impress still, so she doesn't want somebody
she can
poking their
fart
head
in a room. Like, no
but what
one's
if somebody pokes their head in and that thing smells like somebody poured out a garbage can?
Calculated risk.
She's not going to want that. How did you dress today, given yesterday's?
Worse.
Let me look at it. I haven't looked at you yet. Worse.
Just wearing a sweater.
So you learned nothing from yesterday. I guess you don't have the clothes yet, do you?
No, I'm just wearing a sweater and leggings. It's raining.
Does your
though.
sweatshirt say fart?
This is Fort, Comedy Fort.
Oh, okay. The Comedy
Although
Fort.
I could see that. It's a comedy club in Fort Collins, Colorado.
The Comedy Fort.
It says Fort.
Mm-hmm.
But it's raining all day today.
Right.
So I got on my snow boots, waterproof, because the other day it was raining and I wore tennis shoes and I was very upset.
Sloshing
that's
around.
the worst.
Because I severely underestimated how wet my feet were actually going to get. Where I was like, oh, it's not going to be that bad.
That's when
how much rain's going to get in my shoes,
when it's like the warmer months, you'll see a lot of people wear, like, you'll need actual rain boots that you wear around. And you'll see girls walking around in their like rubber
Galoshes?
rain boots, that are like their knee-high rain boots, but and you're like, "Oh, that seems overkill," but it's not.
Dude,
because especially in the subway, when it gets down, like if it's a heavy rain, it pours down those steps sometimes, and it gets real gross.
I can't carry any more things with me. My backpack weighs over 20 pounds right now. It's like, it's too much stuff to carry around all day. So I'm like, I can't also bring in a change of shoes.
Oh, no, you just wear them around.
Yeah.
It's like you're wearing a rucksack. That's good. You get your steps
so
in and you
heavy.
got a weighted,
Get a bigger
like-
bag.
I can't, dude. My backpack is giant, okay? And it's just full of crap.
Or
But stuff that I need.
Just tie the shoelaces together and wear them around your neck.
Oh, there you go. I didn't think about that.
Why is it so full? What's in it?
My laptop, my water bottle, my headphones.
Laptops are paper thin now. The water bottle is what's making it heavy.
Yeah, your
The
water
water bottle
bottle's
is heavy.
gigantic.
Yeah.
My water bottle is heavy, but I can't not have it. And then my headphones, my purse, my teeth case that has like my retainers and stuff in it, and medicine, and what else?
You got some of that heavy medicine.
No, the medicine's not the heavy part. That
It's not?
No.
You don't have those big horse pills?
No.
Oh, well, that's good.
No, it's the equipment. It's
Wow.
heavy. It's a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah. But it's good, though. You get that. It's like wearing a weighted vest.
I
when
don't
you work
want
out.
to.
Well, that's great.
How many steps are you getting a day?
Not as many as you would think.
Really?
But I'm also not really doing a ton of shows yet. I'm only doing like a couple shows a week, so I'm not really carting around town too much. Tomorrow, my roommate gets in town, and we're going to see 9 apartments tomorrow.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you got to
All
knock
in the
them all
morning?
out, yeah?
No, I'm taking tomorrow off.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah, she's out.
my roommate texted me earlier this week and was like, hey, I get in Tuesday night. And I was like, great. She gets in tonight at 10 p.m. And she's like, I was like, when do you leave? And she's like, Saturday. And I was like, yo, application processes take 48 hours. We have to apply for a place on Wednesday.
You got to make hay.
Like,
So you have to find a place tomorrow.
I have to find a place tomorrow.
But 9 places is hopefully with those 9 places.
Yeah, but we're going to probably have to apply to all of them because we might not get approved for all of them.
But wait, I don't understand why you have to apply to a place tomorrow just because she's in town.
She leaves in 4 days. She only came into town for 4 days. So if we wait, then the application gets approved Monday. She's not in town. We can't sign a lease.
Well, she can sign it remotely, right?
You have to sign it in the apartment. That's
Oh,
some
really?
weird
Oh,
New
you
York
can't do
rule.
e-sign?
No.
It's 2024.
You can apply remotely, but there's some weird New York rule that it has to be signed in the building. It has to be signed in the apartment.
That's weird.
That's weird.
More than one broker has told me that the signing has to take place in the physical apartment.
They probably
I'm
have so many real estate scams going on with people that they're like, you got to have a live person there signing paper.
Yeah, that's just to physically sign the lease. Everything else is digital, where you can go on and apply and upload all your documents and your social security information. All of that can be done virtually. But when it comes time to actually, hey, you're approved, here's your keys, that has to take place in the actual physical apartment.
So she's not moving until you guys have a spot.
Not until February 1st.
Wow.
Yeah, so the next couple days are going to be incredibly stressful. But yeah, I had to take tomorrow off because I didn't know she was only coming in town for 4 days. I thought she was coming in town tomorrow for the rest of the month. And we had a couple weeks to kind of figure it out.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So, a lot of walking tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of walking.
Tomorrow will be the steps day. I think I've been getting around 10,000 steps a day. Nothing crazy.
That's still good.
I mean, it's definitely more than I was getting in Cleveland. 7,000
Yeah,
yesterday.
driving to work and then walking in here and
I don't know if
It's about 7,000. 10,000, 10,000, 7,000, 9,000, 8,000, 12,000. Yeah. Nothing crazy.
By the way, devotion to accuracy, I did misspeak. That Cavaliers game in Paris is Thursday. It is not tomorrow. Not tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It is Thursday at 2 p.m.
Thursday.
Sorry about that. I thought that I said Thursday. I did not. But yeah, so tomorrow, big day for Mary.
Ugh.
So on Thursday, you'll be able to say, hey, we got to play, or we applied to a bunch of places.
Yeah.
Applied. Yeah.
Well, that's what I told her, too, because...
Are they all kind of centrally located, or you're running all over the place?
No, they're all in the same... They're all in Astoria. We decided we wanted to live in Astoria. So they're all in various parts of Astoria. So we're seeing them all in that area. But it's a big... couple miles, but I'll have my car, so we'll be driving around. But yeah, it is nerve-wracking where I'm just like, we're going to have to apply to almost all of these places, and hopefully, because they're like crazy about income here, which I know people in New York make more money, right? But they're like, you must make 40 times the monthly rent per year to even be considered. And I'm like, there's
a lot of
people
places
who do
that
not
do
make
that.
that much money.
40 times?
That's pretty much
Or
the
4
average.
times?
No, 40 yearly.
Well, yearly, yeah.
So, like, we're looking at places that are $3,500, and so they want the combined household income to be $140,000.
Right.
So each person needs to make $70,000. So they're like, a lot of places are like that. Or sometimes they'll say it must be 80 times. And I'm like, there's no way that every single tenant in every single one of these buildings is making that much money. There's no way.
Well, some people are in rent-controlled places. So, that's just people that are moving in now are subject to that.
Yeah.
Some people have been in some of these places for 30 years.
And they do not move because
they don't move until they die.
Yeah.
They're always hauling some old lady out of Hell's Kitchen. They're like, her rent-controlled apartment was $200 a month.
Right.
She lived there since 1921,
Boy, I bet that place stinks.
She's got a giant through-floor apartment, and that place stinks.
You know it does. It smells like old people.
I remember the apartment that my grandmother lived in, and again, she was in small-town Illinois, but the apartment she lived in, everybody who lived around her were paying crazy money because they had, it was a 2-floor, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. My grandma was paying like $175 a month.
That's awesome.
Because she lived there forever. Like ever since my grandfather died, which was the late 70s. So
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I keep praying that something like that's going to happen. Just walking
That's
by.
why it's an old joke, but it's true. You got to check the obituaries.
We should.
I mean, except a lot of those places, they can't wait for the old lady to die
Yeah,
because they're going to co-op
they're
the
on
building.
top of it.
Well,
Yeah,
and then they can gut the place, renovate it, and charge you, $4, $5, $8,000, whatever.
That's why so many landlords management companies are trying to get rent control overturned. They're like, hey, I can't turn these into $1 million condos. I can't rip people off. I got to wait to do it. Well, tomorrow's going to be a big day for Mary.
Big day.
Congratulations. Who knows? You may find the place of your dreams.
We might.
You might be the queen of queens.
Who knows?
I'm going to break here. I'll have another $1,000 for you. Want to get some of that money from the Buzzard bookie? 3:30 is going to be the next chance for you to grab one of those keywords. After the break, want to go see the band Say Anything? They are on a 20th anniversary tour. They're going to play mid-May at the House of Blues. I will have a pair for you coming back.